Ladies and gentlemen, today we are not looking at a giant truck, a royal limousine, or a machine that dragged half of Europe uphill while the driver argued with the gearbox. Today we are looking at something far smaller and in its own strange way even more fascinating, the 1938 Gebrüder Ihle Bruchsal children's car. This tiny German vehicle was built for children's driving attractions, amusement parks, fairs and exhibition grounds. But it was not just a painted toy with wheels. It was a miniature automobile with real mechanical ambition, proper styling, and the confidence of a car that looked at Mercedes-Benz and said, "I can do that too," just after nap time. And before this little pre-war wonder rolls away at the speed of a determined shopping cart, subscribe to Cool Ideas. It helps the channel, supports weird vehicle history, and proves to the algorithm that tiny cars deserve full-sized respect. Without our subscribers, I would be explaining rare German children's cars to my neighbor's cat. And even that cat now asks for better research. The story begins in Bruchsal, Germany, where Gebrüder Ihle was founded around 1930 by the brothers Rudolf and Fritz Ihle. They were trained craftsmen and coach builders from the old European school, where a small workshop, a wooden bodybuck, and a lot of handwork could still create something memorable. Before their miniature amusement cars became a collector curiosity, Ihle was better known for special bodies fitted to small German chassis, especially BMW Dixie and DKW-based cars. These were not mass-produced machines. They were low-volume, hand-built creations for buyers who wanted style, sportiness, and individuality without paying for a full luxury automobile. In 1930s Germany, small cars were not just cute, they were practical. Fuel costs, taxes, and modest household budgets made lightweight vehicles attractive, while the public was becoming increasingly fascinated with motoring. At the same time, the late 1930s were difficult for small independent coach builders. By 1938, German industry was being pushed toward military needs, and custom civilian bodywork became harder to justify. For a firm like Ihle, survival meant flexibility. The company moved beyond sports bodies into amusement equipment, children's cars, pedal cars, and later fairground vehicles and autoscooters. That is where the 1938 children's car belongs. It was not designed as normal road transport, and it was not a simple pedal car for a rich child's garden party. It was most likely intended for commercial use in amusement parks, children's traffic schools, fairs, and exhibition attractions, where young drivers could experience the theater of motoring in a controlled space. The target customer was probably not one child, but an operator, someone who needed a durable, attractive miniature automobile that could work repeatedly, survive excited young drivers, and still look like a proper car. Production numbers are unknown, but the safest conclusion is very limited manufacture, likely dozens rather than hundreds. Some examples are believed to have spent years in amusement service before disappearing into private collections. Technically, the Ihle was special because it tried to behave like a real automobile at reduced scale. Surviving information points to a small single-cylinder Hertz engine. The displacement is generally believed to have been around 98 to 125 cubic centimeters, depending on the individual example or configuration, with output usually estimated at roughly 2 to 4 horsepower. That sounds tiny, but in a very small children's car, it was enough to create movement, noise, smell, and excitement, the 4 sacred ingredients of old motoring. The engine was normally mounted at the rear, driving the rear wheels through a simple mechanical transmission. Reports mention a 2-speed gearbox with reverse, which was surprisingly serious for an amusement vehicle of the period. Many children's cars were either pedal-powered, direct drive, or very basic fairground machines. Exact dimensions vary, but the Italy children's car was roughly 6 feet to 7 feet long, or about 2 meters. Width was around 3 feet, or about 1 meter, and estimated weight is often placed around 330 to 440 pounds, or about 150 to 200 kilograms. The layout was usually single-seat or a very narrow two-seat arrangement, depending on the body and later restoration. Estimated top speed was about 15 to 25 miles per h-hour, or 24 to 40 kilometers. Official fuel consumption figures are not known, but the tiny two-stroke engine would have used very little fuel compared with full-sized cars. The advantages were authenticity, charm, and simplicity. The disadvantages were limited power, basic brakes, and the need for controlled use. This was not a lazy carnival prop with random curves and cartoon proportions. Ihle treated the machine like a genuine automobile reduced in scale. The flowing front fenders, narrow grille, rounded hood, and elegant body lines echoed the streamlined German styling trends of the late 1930s. At first glance, the little car resembled a miniature Auto Union or Mercedes-Benz from the same era. Even the proportions were carefully balanced. The philosophy behind the car also reflected the fascination Europe had with modern transportation before World War II. Automobiles represented progress, engineering, and status. Germany especially promoted technical education and industrial achievement, so historians believe vehicles like the Ihle may have doubled as educational attractions for children. Some collector stories even suggest these miniature cars were connected to early traffic training programs where children learned the basics of steering and road discipline. Hard proof remains scarce, but honestly, if you've ever seen adults fighting in a supermarket parking lot, maybe the world still needs miniature driving schools. And honestly, that is why the little Ihle deserves respect. It represents a forgotten moment when tiny workshops could still build imaginative machines entirely by hand. Even though Europe stood on the edge of catastrophe in 1938, craftsmen in Bruxelles still found time to create a miniature automobile filled with optimism, elegance, and mechanical charm. It may have been built for children, but today it fascinates serious collectors, historians, and enthusiasts because it captures something modern manufacturing often forgets: personality. Before we finish, let's talk money properly. No verified auction record has officially established the absolute highest public sale, largely because transactions are rare and often private. Still, experts generally estimate restored examples in the modern market at $25,000 to $50,000. Original prices in period likely amounted to several hundred Reichsmarks, which today would translate to several $1,000s or euros depending on inflation calculations and purchasing power comparisons. Considering the rarity, craftsmanship, and historical significance, collectors often view the Ihle as less of a toy and more of a rolling pre-war artifact. And you know what? I genuinely admire this little machine. It did not try to dominate highways, break speed records, or frighten pedestrians with 12 cylinders. Without you, I would probably be standing in a parking lot explaining pre-war German amusement cars to Timmy while he insists his lawn chair has independent suspension. And remember, friends, if a tiny 1938 children's car can survive wars, amusement parks, collectors, and decades of neglect, maybe you can survive your neighbor's terrible karaoke night too.